Alright, moving right along, we're going to go on to like how we wire up the rest of the case. We need the case to be cool, so it's important that you have enough fans in your case, like as though any computer does, alright? So you got to make sure that you hook up your fans right too. So you see I got fans in the back, and then I got fans that go inside of in the front of the case, and then I got even fans that are in back of the hard drive case here, okay? So we want to hook up all those fans basically, and hold on, let me just get you, I got to get my assistant into play now because I can't hold the camera. I'm by myself. I can't do it all by myself like that. Alright, so these are the plugs to the end of the case, the fans in the back of the case. They have that type of connector where it has a male and female in, like you can have a male and a female. Being the fact that I know that those two fans are going to run together, I'm going to plug those two fans together with these male and female plugs, okay? So it doesn't mean that, I have to plug them all up separately, so I can use this one power connector off of my power supply to actually run these two fans. And then I have two extra connectors in case I have to actually plug something else in. So, it's kind of cool. It's a male and a female, so I can get some double usage out of this. Alright, so you just find a lead on your power supply. Like I told you, I'd have a purpose for this. I don't like my wires really ran all crazy, so I'm going to kind of like string them up a slight bit on my case. I don't have any tie clips at the moment, but this will work just fine. I'm just going to hang it up over the case a little bit and then plug it in. Matter of fact, I think I want to plug it in like this, underneath. Wiring's important. You don't want to cut or put the wire in a situation where, it could get crushed or cut. So it's good to make sure that, like I said, you have a little kind of a strategy on where you're going to put your wires so that, you don't have that type of issue happen, like something gets cut or broken out of haste or, stupidity. Alright, so now we got the case wires pretty much connected in the back. I have other wires for the, I just wanted to show you how I would go about doing it if I had two fans. Okay, let's move on. Put we'll put a video card in now. Alright, so we'll move it over like this somewhat so you can see. I got this nice ATI card, like I said before. It's a nice all-in-one card, TV card. Put that in. This is an AGP card. The AGP slots are usually brown or a different color. PCI slots are always usually white. So here we have white slots. These are PCI slots. And then behind or up top of that would be the AGP slot. I'm not going to adjust the camera too much more because then you might not be able to see me do it. Alright, so just put the card in nice and gentle. Make sure you don't have any power plugged into your machine when you do this. Remember, I did test the computer, but I did take the power cable out. Now I'm going to put back all my parts. And remember, I told you all the screws are the same, so I'm just going to pick up pretty much any old screw and then put it in. Alright, so my card happens to have to use power off the power supply cable, so it has a little clip here that has to be plugged in. Now I have to find one on this new power supply, hopefully that close where I can plug it into a video card here. I see I have a slight issue with that. There's a possibility I might have to move this drive down because my cable's not long enough. I don't think that this cable has any more of those. Only had one. Right. We'll just keep moving along though. I don't care about that, but as you know, like I said, some cards that have a lot of RAM on them require to be plugged into the power supply. it can go either which way. You can have a regular normal clip like the normal ones like this. You can have a regular connector, or sometimes you have the real small one like the one that I have to use right now that I was just had in my hand. Let me see something. Maybe I can work it out. I got an idea. I'll take this cable off of here and plug it, because I need the smaller end like I was saying before. This end is a slight bit smaller power connector. This is off the, off the power supply. So I want to use the small connector to plug up my video card. Alright, so I seen another power end down here that I can use right here, and I can plug back up my little zip drive. Okay, so I know people that are watching probably see I never plugged the IDE cable into that zip drive yet, but I'm going to eventually. Alright, but that zip drive takes an IDE cable. Alright, let's get a sound card going. I got a sound card here in my hand. We're going to install that next. Alright, when I install a sound card, usually I'll use like the close to the last bottom slot, more likely. Like the last slot at the bottom. You can pretty much use whatever slot you want to use, almost. I recommend if you have like a dial-out modem type of situation, that you would use the second PCI slot for those type modems. Don't ask me why. There's a reason for it. Okay? But test it out, maybe you'll see. But I usually like to use the second one. I never have any problems, no conflicts, no I/O problems with it. So, I go with using the second one for, like I said, dial this type of modem. Like this type of modem, like a dial out, like 3-com modem type of situation. See, I'm putting network cards in this machine right here. I'm not going to use this. Well, now, this is garbage. Alright, so we're going to use something like this. I have, so many parts laying around it gets out of control. That's what I have. Alright, so I got this little Netgear network card that I want to put in there also. It has a built-on network card, but I'm going to turn this machine into a server, so I need an extra network card, so I choose to use this card. I'm going to shove this network card in like the second slot, like I would have done the modem. Matter of fact, I take that back. I'll shove this card right below, right over the sound card. I have 2 sound cards. I don't know which one I'm going to use yet. I think I'm going to use the one with the more stuff on it, meaning like this one. I want a nice card, so I'll take this card and we'll shove it in. On the card, usually you have to plug, on your sound card, you have to plug in which one is for the CD in, alright? Usually it doesn't matter which side is positive and negative on this, but, it doesn't matter. It's just like left and right. So you plug this in, and the other end actually goes in the back of a CD-ROM, okay? And there's spots on your motherboard too also that it can plug into, but you can plug this directly into the CD-ROM. They have a slot in the back of the CD-ROM where you can plug it right in and you'll get sound. Alright, so that's how I go about hooking up my sound. I don't really look on the motherboard. I know the motherboard does have probably a spot where I could plug it in at, but I prefer to just plug it right direct to the CD-ROM. Alright, I'm sorry I was stuttering. I'm thinking about things as I go about this. This is, like I said, a couple of my first videos, man. I had never done this before, but I figured somebody might be interested. Alright, so if I say things wrong or mispronounce things or stutter a little bit, that's because, like I said, there's no script here. I'm just freelancing this, alright? So you can call me an idiot or whatever, but you can always comment, you know, try to be nice. I mean, everybody makes mistakes in this world, you know. I kind of humble myself when people make mistakes. And no one's perfect, like I was saying. Alright, so I got my array of cards in. I'm going to stop the video for a minute. Okay.